is all about experience. You're going to come across a lot of people that have knowledge and information, but they don't have wisdom and understanding because they don't have experience. They just talking, but they not really living and walking the path. They're pretending. They don't really know what they talking about. How do you know this? Because they don't have experience. They haven't even been tested. They haven't put themselves through the fire to see if what they talking about actually works. I can look at people and tell. I can look at your life. I can hear how you talk. And it tells me everything I need to know. It's easy, bro. But when you find somebody that has wisdom and understanding, you can tell because they telling you what they did, not what they know. This whole shit is an experiment. You should be a scientist, alchemist, occultist, trying to find the hidden codes. You only find this out by doing some shit. Bruce Lee said, knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. If you ain't doing shit, you standing still. If you ain't doing shit, you don't really know if what you talking about is even real. I got into a conversation with my dad, a heated conversation, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of lost myself in the moment, probably said some shit I shouldn't have said, but I feel like it was necessary. Because if you can't shame them, then you can't change them. And I really needed this nigga to understand. Because he was trying to tell me that, well, if you just know your history, everything will be fine. Like, that's the only thing you should be studying. And I'm looking at him like, bro, look at your family. Look at the world. Look at your kids. I'm pretty sure you know by now that them niggas needed more than just history. It's deeper than that. You would notice if he had experience. He don't got the real experience. And that was the whole game for real. Like, I was just like, bro, how the fuck is you at this age? And this is when you know what I'm saying? They tell you maturity is not in age. It's in the mind. The whole time you hear, when people get older, you hear them say, man, I've been here for 50 years. Like, what you gonna tell me? I've been here for 55, 60 plus years. What you gonna tell me? So they develop an ego to where they can't learn from somebody younger than them, or they won't accept the information and just shut the fuck up and listen and learn some shit for once. They'll rather live with the lie. Cognitive dissonance, the inability to take in new information because it messes up your reality. So he cool with just believing, oh yeah, like the history is everything. And that shit ain't got you nowhere in life. You can't apply none of the history to real life. People need something that they can eat off of. People need something so they can save themselves. And history, knowing what Harriet Tubman and Martin Luther King and knowing about what all these white people did and all this dumbass shit, that has no value on your fucking life. If somebody was to come to me right now and say, man, I'm having trouble with this, I'm not gonna tell them anything about what the ancestors did. I'm gonna tell them about some shit that I did myself, techniques that I developed by experience, knowing, reading, and then applying. And then if the shit don't work, then fuck it. I throw it away. And I use what does work. I could tell somebody and be like, I did this, and then I did this. They may do the same shit I did, and it may not work for them. But if they say, hey man, I tried it your way and it didn't work, but I did this, and then it did work. Bet. This is when they say it's many paths to the light. Just because something didn't work for you doesn't mean it doesn't have value. Maybe you was just supposed to find another way. A way that's most comfortable for you. Because this whole journey is about you. And then we all supposed to link up. Not even link up, but we all just supposed to share information. Because everybody got a piece of the puzzle. So we just supposed to be sharing information, not debating. Because motherfuckers want to debate and try and prove a point. There's no point to prove, nigga. We supposed to be sharing information. Look, this is what I did, and this is what happened. A word, this is what I did right here. I read this, and then I applied some of the techniques that was in the book, and this happened. That's all niggas is doing. If you ever find yourself debating with somebody, I'm not saying like, if you ever find yourself debating, then that means you're getting emotional. Real shit. So now we get to this. Love is an experience. A lot of people are looking for love. I've already experienced love. I experienced it once in high school, and I experienced it again in my last relationship. The shit was beautiful. Now, did everything work out in the end? No, it didn't. But I have experience now. So, like God say this. I'm about to put y'all up on game if there's any girls watching this. Before the guy actually gets the girl that he wants, you almost need to go practice with girls that you really don't care about. So when you get to the girl that you really want, you have experience. You're not sitting there struggling to put the condom on. You're not busting too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done got your sauce back. So you know what you need to do, and you know what you don't need to do. So now when you pull up on the girl that you really want, you fill with confidence, filled with experience, and it's gonna show. And she gonna be able to feel that. Girls can feel when a nigga unconfident, like, and those are the guys that usually end up getting taken advantage of, cause she know you not confident. She know you don't feel like the man, and when you don't feel like the man, you end up being a bitch. So now she's gonna take advantage of you. She's not gonna treat you like the man. She's gonna treat you like a trick, a possession. Just let me see what I can get out of him. You know what I'm saying? Let me see how far this takes me before this nigga realize I'm just finessing. And by the time he realizes it, I'll be gone. That's the game. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they say they looking for love. When you find it, live in the moment. Experience it. Don't hold nothing back. And you should carry this through life. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was another one I had? I said love. Damn, what was the other one? Fuck. I can't even think of it right now. But, love, girls, clubs, foods, anything, nigga. Like, anything you could think of. You had to get experience. Even when you go get a job, niggas ask you your work history. You need experience. You need to live, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, There's no point in sitting back and wondering what could have been when you could have did it. My nigga Chief Keef said, niggas always talking about what they should have did. That's what these niggas always talking about, what they would have did. Like, bro, niggas always talking about that woulda, coulda shit. Niggas not trying to hear that. In the real world, people not trying to hear that. We looking for doers. Not people that's just gonna sit back and talk about it and think about it and never act on shit. That's pussy. You don't believe in yourself. You don't have confidence. I believe that whatever I apply my fucking mind to, I'm gonna make it happen. If I really wanna do it, I can make it happen, bro. Because I believe in myself. And I've done shit in my life already that I never thought I could have did. Until I put in the work, and then I gained experience, and that turned into understanding, and now I have wisdom. I know how to play. I have real experience. A lot of y'all niggas playing on rookie. Y'all playing on beginners. Nigga, you gotta put this shit on Hall of Fame, nigga. That's what you trying to get to. What was I about to say? Yeah, like, the ancestors that people like to glamorize so much, they was doing shit. They wasn't just sitting back, studying. Niggas was doing shit. So all the people that go back and look at the ancestors and ask yourself, am I putting in the same work that them niggas was putting in? But then at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself, why you so focused on what other people doing? Like, and you not doing shit. You don't have any experience. And that's all I got for niggas today, bro. Experience. The number one rule in magic is they tell you, you only hurting yourself if you do nothing. Like, if you know about magic, you know you can change your situation, but you don't even try, you playing yourself. When the whole world is controlled by magic, astrology, and people that know how to control their thoughts and minds and put it into action. Not just sit back and be like, man, like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Or you feel like because you read a book, you have knowledge. Like, no, you didn't. You have to apply some of this shit to see if it even works. That's all you doing. Like I said, experimenting. You gotta do something, bro. I'm not saying you gotta do everything. I'm not saying you gotta read every book, do every ritual. Cause nigga, I can promise you, in this magic shit, I probably only do 3 rituals, my nigga. And everything else is based off my psychic power and my techniques and abilities. So I'll give you one right here. If you want to think about something, like you want something to happen, I'm pretty sure throughout your life, you've thought about somebody and then they called your phone and you said, bro, no Diddy, I was just thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's telepathic communications and you're not even aware of it. So this is how you become aware of it. If I want to think about something and I need something to happen, I need to control my thoughts. You need to create a psychic center in your mind. So what am I really saying? If I want something to happen, you need to keep driving it into your mind. Keep replaying it in your mind. Repetition is key to breaking any mind control and to actually putting yourself under mind control. That's the way your mind works. That's the way the programming works. So you know how they say, man, like how our parents used to say, how the fuck you can learn all the words to that song, but you can't remember shit that's in school and that's in the books? Because you're listening to the song over and over, picking up on all the words, all the beats, the flow is literally embedded in your fucking mind. Now it's programmed in there. The same thing they did to us in school. Repetition. School was not about who was the smartest person. You don't need to be smart to do good in school. You just need to be able to repeat some shit. You just need to be able to remember some shit. So just remember what they programmed on the fucking paper and just put it into your mind. Simple. Before you do something, you need to see yourself doing it consistently. This is gonna build confidence because you've already seen it in your mind. And if you can see it, it's already happening. Real shit. So if I want to achieve something, whatever I want to do, you need to keep driving it into your mind. And when you do this, you're going to start to see how your thoughts are really, they're not, you don't have your thoughts under control. Because even with the techniques, like if I'm thinking about something, okay, I'm driving it into my mind. Like, let's say I want to think about a mushroom. I need some mushrooms. So I'm constantly driving mushrooms into my head, driving it into my head. Or I want to do something. I'm thinking about a certain car. I'm thinking about a job. Some work that I need to do. Something that I want to attract to myself. It needs to constantly be on your fucking mind. Constantly. Sit there in a meditative state. Drive it into your mind. When bullshit thoughts pop up, like memes from Instagram, shit that you seen on YouTube, the bullshit that people is talking about, get all of that shit out your mind. You're not gonna be able to get it out, because it's still gonna be there. That's the whole trick. That's the battle with yourself. Because the thoughts are still gonna be there. Your ego is still gonna be there to remind you, that shit ain't gonna work. Why you doing that? Come on, bro. You know this some bullshit. All of those thoughts is gonna be coming into your mind. Those are the thoughts you have to block out. And then you keep driving into your psychic center what you really want, what you really want to attract. Then in the end, when your manifestation does happen, now you have experience. Now you can say, whatever I put my mind to, I can accomplish it. I can make it happen. How do you know this? Because you just did it. And then you're gonna start to think about your whole life. People just programming you to do certain shit. And you did it. And it worked. So now it's time to program yourself to think about things and attract things that you actually want. Do things that you actually want to accomplish. You gotta be courageous with this shit, bro. You can't be pussy. Like, you can't be that scared of yourself. You can't be that scared of putting in the work. Now, I know a lot of y'all niggas is lazy. I know y'all everybody don't got the time to really do all this shit. But one thing we do know is people make time for what they really want to make time for. That's a fact. So if anybody tries to come up with an excuse and tell you, man, I don't be having time for this shit, go look at their scroll time on their fucking phone. Ask them to see their scroll time. I guarantee that shit is over 7 to 8 hours of scroll time. When that could have been, you only need maybe 30 to 45 minutes to meditate. So if you could scroll on your phone for 7 hours, when you use the bathroom and take a shit and just sit there, when you driving in the car, but you decide to turn the music on instead of just listening to your thoughts, you can make shit happen anywhere. This shit is limitless, bruh. And that's what it's all about, like, just controlling your thoughts. And throughout all your magic work and techniques and books you reading, what do you gain? Experience. Because now you can apply this stuff that you learning to your life. You shouldn't even learn something if you can't apply it to your life. What is it doing for you? A lot of niggas have a lot of information. Like when I was 21, 22 years old, I had a lot of information. No knowledge, just mad information. I can tell you about all the Willie Lynch letters and what slaves was doing, what they was doing back in Egypt, fucking Epstein files, what all the celebrities doing in Hollywood. All that is bullshit. You don't need to know none of that shit. And I ain't saying you don't need to know it, because when you do learn about that stuff, all you realize is that you in hell. So I ain't gonna say you don't need to know it, but most people, that's all they want to know. They feel like that's the end game. Like, oh, I know what's going on. I figured it out. No, you didn't. You didn't figure it out. You haven't done anything. A lot of people think they going to heaven because they was a good person. What the fuck is right or wrong when you living in hell? You feel me? Why would you go to heaven? See, this how I know. People gotta grow up. If it was that easy for you to go to heaven without doing any type of work, that would mean anybody could go. And if anybody can go, nigga, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. Because they could just create another matrix to have me trapped there. Nah. You gotta put in some work to get to that next dimension, bro. And all the work starts from within. If you're not doing no work within, you're not going, bro. I'm sorry. And I'm not even here to tell you I'm 100% going. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm putting in the work, though. So at least when I face God face to face, I can say, like, I always propose this question to people. If you are going to heaven, what did you do here to make you believe that you actually deserve to go to heaven? Crickets, nigga, silence. They can't tell you anything. They can't tell you shit that they done did here to really solidify themselves to go to heaven. I can tell you mad shit I done did. When it come to magic, rituals, techniques, psychic power, building up an altar, taking shrooms, going to the other side, just to see how it would feel. Nigga, I'm solidified on the other side, bro. You know how many shrooms I done took? You know how many trips I done took? So I'm comfortable with death. I told niggas this shit years ago. I said, if I die right now, I know where I'm going because I know who I am. Keep it 100. Be honest with yourself. Have you really put in the work to get yourself to that next level? And if you can't be honest with yourself, then you gonna keep lying to everybody else. Putting on the front, pretending like you know what's going on. Talking about the Epstein files and shit. Nigga, we been knew about that. Y'all niggas just catching up. And you don't even realize whatever they show you, That's what they want you to focus on. That's the mind control. So as soon as they release the Epstein files, and then they got the whole world talking about the Epstein files, mind control. Then Obama comes out and says, oh, we're going to release the documents on aliens. And then Trump go ahead and he says, we're going to release the documents on the aliens and everything. Now everybody talking about aliens. Mind control. It's a whole finesse, bro. All of this stuff is to keep you away from yourself. This is the reason why I said I be having to take little breaks from Instagram, because I can feel the mind control. Sometimes I be catching myself scrolling. I be like, yo, what am I doing? And then sometimes I want to pull away, but I don't. I find something else funny, and then I end up scrolling for another 20 minutes. I'm battling with this shit too. But the difference is, I'm aware of it. And most importantly, I'm going to do something about it. Half of everybody out here know what they need to do, but they just don't do it because they pussy. They lazy, unconfident, insecure, worried about what people gonna say. When you can only be judged by God, but nigga, you worried about what people is talking about. Imagine explaining that to God. Like, yeah, man, I was gonna put in the work, but you know, I was kind of worried about how people was gonna view me and look at me, and you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas not trying to hear that shit, bro. You're gonna do this shit over. But yeah, experience. Learn more. Stop talking to people. See, because when you talking too much, that's why people be asking me why I don't drop a whole lot of videos. Nigga, I'm learning. I got shit to do. Like, if you always coming and talking about what you doing, nigga, I don't believe that you really doing nothing. It sounds like you just retaining information to come and pretend for people to do some shit that you're not even doing. Word. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm telling you anything, I'm not telling you as soon as I read the book. I'm telling you after I've gained the knowledge, then experience. That means I applied the information, and then I understood it after I applied the information to know that it works and know what doesn't work. And now I have wisdom. Now that I have the wisdom, I can come give it out to everybody else. Why? Because I did the shit. So I know the shit work. I'm not gonna give you some shit that don't work. But that's what a lot of people is doing. They giving you shit, like I said in my last video, they spoon feeding you information and knowledge. But they not really giving you nothing to where you can save yourself. They giving you enough to where you keep watching them. Now every time you need a fucking answer, you going to see what they talking about. Why not look for the codes that's within your life and try and find out what they mean? Yeah, I said this before, there's nothing wrong with having teachers, but we don't need leaders. If you think anybody is your leader, you're being played, you're being finessed, and you need to grow the fuck up. You don't need a leader. You should be your own leader. You should live and die with your own decisions. That's the only way you can truly learn. That's the only way you get the experience. You don't get the experience by listening to what other motherfuckers talking about and trying to feed off their accomplishments. The same thing I see mad black people do with the ancestors. And the only reason you hyping them niggas the fuck up is because you not doing shit. I'm one of the ancestors, nigga. And if I'm not one of the ancestors, then when I die, that's when I'll become an ancestor. Like, you could tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not focused on what niggas was doing when they was building pyramids and shit. Like, did I go study the information? Yes. Did I take in the knowledge? Yes. Can I apply some of that stuff right now? Yes. But this is a whole different game. This is a different matrix. That's the reason you didn't see nothing. You didn't see anything inside the walls or in the pyramids that was talking about economic system, how to survive in the matrix, how to get a job, how to do all this certain shit. This is a whole new game that you were supposed to learn on your own, but the foundation still remained the same. So if you learned magic and you learned that the body is the temple and how to control your emotions, balance your chakras and your energy, controlling your mind, breaking the mind control. These are all things that you have to accomplish within. And that's the reason they didn't tell you nothing about money on the fucking walls. When you go study Egypt, you ain't gonna see none of that shit. You see what's true and what's real. Why would they put money up there and that's not even real? But they know with magic, if nothing is real, then anything is possible. So, it doesn't matter what era you in. If you was building pyramids, if you was a fucking slave, if you was a slave right now, you know what I'm saying, in today's time, even in the future, the information that we studying is gonna always hold true no matter what's going on. Magic will always be in style. That's not going out of style. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge will never go out of style. Psychic control over your mind will never go out of style. You feel me? These are the only things that really matter. That's why they distract you with everything else. Because it don't matter. And they want you to believe that it does matter. So now you putting real energy into fake shit and you wondering why your life is the way it is. You wondering why you feel the way you feel. Because you ain't adding nothing real to your life. All that shit fake. But when you finally get an opportunity and you ready to grow up and take accountability for your own life, you're gonna put in the work. And you're gonna see your whole life change before your eyes. Not because you got lucky, not because nobody came and saved you, because you put in the work. And it's gonna show on the within and on the outside. People not gonna look at you the same. You gonna start looking at people different. You're not even gonna want to be around people because you're gonna listen to the conversation and you're gonna understand that that's negative vibrations, that's negative energy. You're gonna start to really see where people's thoughts is at. When they be talking, like you're gonna be like, ugh, like, why you thinking like that? You're gonna start to see the unconfidence. And you're not gonna want to be a part of it. Why? Because you know how easy it is for that shit to get on you. Being broke is contagious. And I'm not saying just physically, being broke mentally and spiritually. That shit is contagious. But yeah, bro, experience. put in some work, take accountability for your own life, and watch the magic happen. Even if shit get rough, keep flowing. Because you want to know what happens when shit get rough? After you did a ritual or some magic, or you ask for something and then shit get rough, that's actually a good thing. That means God is moving some shit out the way so you can get what the fuck you asking for. You asked for it. You haven't asked for shit yet. And you ain't did shit. And that's why nothing is happening. That's why you're still being mind controlled. To talk about Trump. Epstein files. What the fuck everybody else is doing. And you ain't got nothing to show for it. You ain't doing shit. And that's cool, like, I ain't got no problem with the people that's not doing nothing. But damn, why are you pretending? That's just what make it bad. Like, I just be like, bro, why is niggas pretending? What's the point? And I know the point, because you want to boost your ego. You want people to see you how you want. Everybody wants people to see them how they see themselves. And it's a lot of people that sound smart to dumb people. Because if you don't know nothing, then you'll believe anything. If you don't have a plan, then you'll become a part of somebody else's plan. If you don't know who you are, then you might want to figure it out before they tell you who the fuck you are. And who you are only matters to you. If you say something, that should hold more weight than what anybody is talking about. I had to stand on my own 10. When people was calling me crazy, when people was like, oh, you don't know what you talking about, and, well, if you got that much knowledge and information, why you still at your mom's house? And that was a valid response. That's when I had to do some reevaluate, and I was like, wait, I do know a lot of shit. Why am I still here? And that led me to studying other shit, because the shit that I knew was worthless. It couldn't save me. It couldn't get me out my situation, because it was just information. It wasn't knowledge. It wasn't anything I could apply. And what did I just say at the beginning? Bruce Lee said, knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. If you ain't doing shit, ain't nothing gonna happen. And that's a fact. Cause and effect. No karma. Cause and effect. If you do something, if you're doing something, then something has to happen. If you're doing something, then something has to happen. So if you're doing magic, something has to happen. Because you believed in it. If you do nothing, then nothing is going to happen. You just want to sit there, like, even people that pray, that's still a form of energy. In some type of way, they're still doing something. Is it benefiting? Is it benefiting them? Sometimes, but most of the time, no. It just creates a belief in their mind that what I want is gonna manifest because I prayed for it. So it's still a mind control, but the energy is going out to something that's outside of you instead of it coming from within. So you never get the true power. So now, when shit go bad, you don't blame yourself. You blame God. And a lot of y'all don't even blame God. You blame the imaginary devil. When shit going good, you blame God. When shit going bad, you want to blame the devil, Trump, the Matrix, and everything else. But if God was really in control of this whole thing, why wouldn't you blame him when shit go wrong? Why wouldn't you go talk to that nigga when shit ain't going the way you wanted to go? Instead of sitting here bitching about the system that you in. You want to know what you honestly say when you be bitching about the system and the Matrix and all of that shit, just getting in your feelings about shit that you have the power to change, but you don't. You're honestly saying reptilians and white people have more power over God. My fault, let me switch that. I believe more in white people and reptilians and the Matrix more than I believe in God. So you'll see, anytime something happens, like, you can see, I told y'all, you can see if somebody truly believes in themselves. You can tell if somebody really got confidence. You can tell if they really know what they talking about. Because that first time you hear them complaining about shit, that means they don't know what the fuck they talking about. You shouldn't be complaining about none of this shit. When I crashed my Audi, I wasn't complaining. I was a little sad because I lost my car, but I had the ability to buy another fucking car. And now I ain't got no car note. So now I'm about to run my bag back up. You feel me? We about to run the bag back up. We about to run it back up. But it's cool. And that wasn't even the point. The point was just being grateful that I was able to buy another car. It's mad people that can't even, they car fuck up right now, they not buying another car, they fucked up. They out the game. But, and then when my car did fuck up, like when I crashed the Audi and it got totaled, I can promise you, I was automatically trying to figure out what was the reason behind this. Because I know things that happen in my life aren't happening to me, they're happening for me. And the spirits that I deal with, when I talk to the spirit, I was just like, yo, put me on the right path. I don't give a fuck about the money. I already got money. Put me on the right path so I can do what I need to do. So, if anything happens while I'm on my path, as far as I gotta make sacrifices and cut people off, I may have to lose a car. But in the midst of all of that, nigga, I'm grateful, nigga. I'm chosen. Like, I didn't die. I could have died, but I didn't. I just came out with a couple little scratches, and I'm good. I'm still in the game. But that's more proof that God is real. Nigga, my whole life is proof that God is real. And my whole life is proof that if you put in the work and do what you need to do, then all your manifestations will happen. Everything that you're trying to attract will happen. Not everything, but you know what I'm saying. The stuff that you need, it'll happen. Even when I moved into this spot, I did not know this shit was looking like this. I didn't know. But when I walked into this joint, she brought me up here. She was like, yeah, you got one of the newer buildings. I'm just like, man, I'm just happy to have a place to stay. Cause always, you know what I'm saying? I've been fucked up in the game, you know what I'm saying? I'm a late bloomer. So I ain't really popped when everybody else popped. So I was popcorn chicken for real, bro. Like, I was fucked up. But I was only fucked up. See, and I wasn't even fucked up. See, this is gonna make sense. When I was at my mom's crib, and I was just in the backyard, I ain't had nothing going on for real. But I did have something going on. I didn't have something going on physically. But I had everything going on spiritually because I was finding myself. And that's what I always thank my mom for. I always tell her, I just be like, no matter what happened between us, thank you for giving me the opportunity to find myself. Even though it was still tough, she was still talking shit and all of that. But I needed that. All of that stuff was supposed to happen. Anything that happens is supposed to motivate you to keep going, to keep flowing. You don't like your situation? Put in some more fucking work. Work smarter, not harder. See, they tell you if you work hard, you'll get everything that you want. That's cap. That's bullshit. That's playing into the matrix. You need to work smarter. And by working smarter, I started using knowledge that was already here for me. When I started to look for the truth, it popped up. They say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So once I aligned myself to where I needed to be, everything happened. So me being in my mom's backyard all fucked up while I'm watching my friends, they just living life. It looked like they got it all figured out. But now that we get to this part in the game, niggas done got older, them niggas don't got that shit figured out. And that's not me hating on them or shitting on them or nothing. I'm just saying, me having that time to find myself, it was really everything I needed. So all that information, all that meditation, all the shroom trips I was doing, like, bro, all of that was work I put in. Like, I had to do the magic when I didn't even know if it was gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I first did the magic, anything I did my fucking rituals for, it worked, bruh. Anything I did my rituals for, it worked. I remember I went to the casino with my fucking friends and shit. And I did a money ritual before I went, and I told them. And they was just laughing at me and shit. You know how niggas be doing. And then when we got in there, I wasn't hitting on nothing. But then, right before we left, I hopped on this machine called the Lucky Dragon, and I hit for like 800. Niggas was just looking at me like, bro. And I'm like, yeah, nigga, I told y'all. I just did the ritual. And then I tried to finesse the ritual and go back in like a couple days, and I ain't hit on shit. You know what I'm saying? But that was just God showing me like, nah, when you did the ritual the first time, you needed that money. That's the reason it worked. When you did it the second time, you was doing it you was actually gambling. See, the first time I was going straight off the magic. But then once I seen it work, I was about to start gambling. Nigga, I did a ritual and went right back in a couple days. And that's just God showing you it's not that easy. Sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not. But this was giving me more of just to expand your mind. The money can come from anywhere. Casino, if you start a business and do a money ritual, random people will just start popping up. That's how you gotta look at it. You don't know where it's coming from, but just know it's coming. That's the magic. If nothing is real, then anything is possible. I did a ritual to get a job at Lowe's because that's all I could. You gotta start small so you can build your confidence up, and then you can start asking for the real shit you want. So I manifested a car. Did a ritual, manifested a car. Bought a Toyota Corolla for like $700. Then I got the job at Lowe's, working in there, still finding myself until I get to the point and say, all right, I done had enough of this shit. I'm gonna go do something else. Why did I have the confidence to do that? Because I believed in myself and my magic. My magic is what got me the Corolla. My magic is what got me the job. So why can't my magic take me somewhere else to where I want to be? You just gotta believe in yourself. So after that, I just started my own business, and I started attracting. Didn't even have to do nothing. Didn't even have to put in no crazy footwork for real. I just sat there and meditated and watched it all happen. But it was consistent meditation. See, you can't just meditate for like 15 minutes and then you suspect that everything is going to happen on top of the programming that you already got in your mind. No, you need to consistently do this shit. Almost like every day. Like, consistently every day. When you wake up in the morning, It should already be on your mind. Then, as you're just maneuvering throughout the day, no music, no none of that shit. Just think about what you want. Don't get on Instagram. Don't pay attention to people text messages and stuff, because these are the stuff. This is the type shit that happen when the universe, not even the universe, when the matrix can feel when you trying to get on your shit. They can feel that shit, bro. It's been mad times to where I've been locked the fuck in, meditating, locked in, and then out of nowhere, my phone rang. Why? Ain't nobody been hitting me up all day. Why somebody decided to call me right then and there? Because the Matrix is trying to use them to try and throw me off, basically. That's all they trying to do. And it's really a test. You know what I'm saying? It's a test for you. It's up to you to look at that phone and be like, oh, nah, I'm cool. Nah, I'm gonna focus on myself right now. I'll get back to that shit later. Because as soon as you get on Instagram, it's like, you ever seen that shit in Men in Black? When they flash the shit in front of the person and then they forget everything? That's how fast Instagram, you can have a clear thought. Like, you can have clear thoughts in your mind. You got control over your mind, everything's flowing, you know what's going on. And then you hop on Instagram for like 5 minutes, scrolling, doing all of that. The light from your phone is basically right in front of your third eye, and it's slowly just filling it with memes, people talking, negative thoughts, insecurities. All of this stuff is flowing through you. So now, even when you want to get back, like, it's been certain times where I'll look at Instagram real quick and be like, you even tell yourself, I'm only be up here for like 5 minutes. Let me just go see what's going on. You go look. Why did you go see what was going on? Why did you have the urge to you just had to see what was going on? That's the mind control. Because like I just said, you had a clear thought. You had a clear thought pattern. You knew everything you wanted to do. You were seeing it in your mind. But then something came over you, and you just had to grab the phone. That's what you got to pay attention to. Those are the thoughts you need to learn how to control. Real shit. But yeah, I don't want to. How much time? Damn, 53 minutes? Wow. I didn't know I was talking for that long. Alright. Y'all keep holding it down. You know? Y'all keep holding it down. Hold on. Check it out. Cyclomancy, the secret of psychic power control. Now, I just want to give you a quick summary on what the fuck is going on. Young demonstrates that magic exists and provides practical methods to achieve incredible results effortlessly. From moving objects without touch to astral projection, age reversal, and influencing others' perceptions. This book explores a wide range of extraordinary powers. By following the instructions and exercises, readers can awaken astonishing abilities they never thought possible. Cyclomancy unlocks forgotten powers such as X-ray vision, hypnotic attraction, and power hearing. Accessible to anyone without the need for complex skills or expensive equipment. This enlightening guide empowers readers to tap into their hidden potential, offering a transformation journey into their hidden potential. Oh shit, I'm wilding. Offering a transformative journey into the world of magic and personal growth. Come on, bro. That's only the back page. That's only on the back of the book. It's mad. It's a lot of sauce in here, bro. It's a lot of sauce in here. Like, just shit I done used. Like, bro. And then when you reading a book, like, you don't gotta memorize everything that's in the book. You take what works for you and you keep it moving. You don't need to do everything that's in the book. I probably do 3 things that's in this book. I just took certain techniques, so when I get into certain situations, I know how to control my mind. That's it. So when I want something to happen, I'm gonna keep driving it into my mind. Like if I want to think about a mushroom, I drive the mushroom into my mind, then wait like 30 seconds, and then I drive it in there again, and then I wait like 60 seconds, and then I drive it there again. Repetition. Consistently, just keep putting it in my mind. I keep thinking about it. Now, I can see it happening in my mind. And your thoughts shape your reality. So if you can see it happening in your mind, then it's already happening. Yeah. Experience, nigga. Learn more. Experience more. I'm not the smartest nigga out here. I just applied myself and read a couple books, made some sacrifices, and did the things that certain people don't want to do. So it seemed like I surpassed everybody. You know what I'm saying? But really, you know, and I hate to say like it's levels to this shit, but it is. But as you just heard from what I just read, what they say? Oh, cyclomancy unlocks forgotten powers such as X-ray vision, hypnotic attraction, and power hearing. Accessible to anyone without the need for complex skills or expensive equipment. You don't need to go buy nothing that's too crazy. Nigga, this book was like $40. So you don't need to go buy nothing too crazy. Like, if any, you just need to put in the work, bro. That's all they're asking you to do. Even when you do magic, you don't have to get an altar. You don't have to get crystals. You don't have to deal with spirits. These are just things that you do to convince yourself in your mind that this is gonna work. I don't even use crystals anymore. I am the crystal. But in the beginning, the crystal did give me power and it did give me energy. But to the point where I'm at now, nigga, I can control all this shit with my mind. I don't need the crystal. Real shit. But yeah. Y'all hold it down. Experience, nigga. Experience. Do more. Learn more. Be the scientist. Be the alchemist. Like, nigga, it ain't that hard. Look, it's not that hard. Check me out. You gonna sit right here. Boom. Lock the fuck in. Think about what you want. Silencing all the haters. And the biggest hater in your mind is you. You are your biggest hater. You are your biggest supporter. If you unconfident, nigga, you made yourself unconfident. Ain't nobody tell you to do that. But when you winning and everything's going good, you are your biggest supporter. You are your biggest hater. You holding yourself back, nigga. You want to blame everybody else? Take accountability, nigga. Grow the fuck up. You holding yourself back, bro. Word. And you could have been doing you could have did so much, but every day people keep themselves in a loop, nigga. They want to get on Instagram and distract themselves from what they should be doing. Sit in silence if you want to hear God, nigga. You can't. Don't even look into a book, nigga. If you really want to just sit in silence and hear God, nigga. So you can really know what's going on, how you feel, and so you can be aware of your thoughts and what's going on. God can't even talk to half of y'all because y'all on Instagram all day. Word. All right, I'm out.